Good afternoon, Chris. Good afternoon, Mark. Flags up, race 1. And they're off. First of 8 races on Weatherby's Graduation Chase race day here at Carlisle, and this is the first division of the Bowel Cancer Screening Programme Saves Lives maiden hurdle race, and it is Atlantic Lad who goes straight into the lead, followed by Stung by Tariffs is to the right in the blue and pink silks. Rivers of Whiskey is handy in the black and white check jacket with My Delilah next, Free Pick in the orange. The last two are the two horses who sit at the top of the betting beforehand. Mydaddypaddy, the short price favourite, then Harbour Island, and they're at the first hurdle now. And they are all over with Atlantic Lad and Theo Gillard making the running as they come on up the hill at this sensible pace. Atlantic Lad with to the right Stung by Tariffs and My Delilah between horses. Rivers of Whiskey is next, and as with the first hurdle, Atlantic Lad just shifted out to his left there. So heading now towards the final hurdle on this section of the course. The last two as they come to it are Mydaddypaddy and Harbour Island. Atlantic Lad meanwhile has the lead and jumped that one straight. Atlantic Lad the leader ahead of Stung by Tariffs with Rivers of Whiskey towards the running rail, and then My Delilah, Free Pick in the orange jacket. The last two, Mydaddypaddy, who won a National Hunt Flat race last season at Huntingdon and a dual National Hunt Flat race winner from last season. Harbour Island is watching on in the hands of Sean Bowen. So they turn to go down the side of the course, a full circuit in front of them, and it is Atlantic Lad who makes it. Has the lead by around about 2.5 lengths. Rivers of Whiskey and Stung by Tariffs next, then My Delilah, Free Pick, Mydaddypaddy and Harbour Island. So they go on down the hill on this bit of a run between these hurdles, between hurdles 3 and 4. Only one hurdle on this part of the course. They go downhill on the initial approach and then climb before they get to the flight. And it is Atlantic Lad who has the lead and is still about 2.5 lengths up. Stung by Tariffs in second place on his hurdling debut. And then Rivers of Whiskey, another hurdling debutant, has placed form in a point-to-point. My Delilah next. Free Pick is following with Mydaddypaddy and Harbour Island the last two. So they're at the fourth. Good jump there from the leader. That is Atlantic Lad, and with a mile to go, going across the top end of the race course, 5 hurdles remaining. Atlantic Lad leads by 3 lengths. Stung by Tariffs holding second. My Delilah is next, followed by Rivers of Whiskey. The first one just to come off the bridle there, just being pushed along for a few strides, with Mydaddypaddy just passing Free Pick, and the back marker remains Harbour Island as they jump the first over on the back. So in total, they've got 4 hurdles left to negotiate, and Atlantic Lad has been pretty consistent in his hurdle start so far, has made all the running to this point and jumps that hurdle still with a good couple of lengths on this field. Stung by Tariffs in second place, and now Black Colours Mydaddypaddy is starting to improve with My Delilah in behind. Harbour Island follows, then Free Pick. Rivers of Whiskey is the one really toiling now and losing touch. So into the final 5 furlongs, just the 3 hurdles to jump in the straight, and it is Atlantic Lad who continues in front. And it is still a good couple of lengths in front of Mydaddypaddy, who's coming there between horses. To the left is Stung by Tariffs, the blue jacket of Harbour Island. Then My Delilah and Free Pick, and they're at the third last now. And these are well clear of Rivers of Whiskey, who is heading towards it as if he's going to jump it. So coming now towards the second last, and Atlantic Lad with a strong travelling Mydaddypaddy now trying to move alongside, and that was the second last. Meanwhile, Sean Bowen's having to work on Harbour Island to get that horse competitive. On the run up the hill of the last quarter of a mile, Mydaddypaddy cruises into the lead from a very game Atlantic Lad. Far side is Harbour Island. Really good professional jump at the final hurdle from Mydaddypaddy. And on the run in, just a small shake of the rein, but nothing untoward. Mydaddypaddy is strolling home impressively to beat Harbour Island here. Mydaddypaddy, that's impressive. Second place, Harbour Island. Third, Atlantic Lad. Race on for fourth. Very close for fourth, in fact, between Stung by Tariffs and My Delilah.
Dan Skelton's horses have made a winning start to the afternoon, courtesy of Mydaddypaddy, taking the opening race on the card here at Carlisle, and he looks a nice prospect, Dan. Well done.
Yeah, cheers. No, we've always liked him. Obviously, he won his bumper nicely in the springtime, and look forward to going jumping with him. I actually tried my hardest not to run him last year because he was only 4, and to be fair, Dermot, who owns him, put no pressure on to run, but was itching to see him run because our reports had been quite favourable. So he was just so ready. He was just naturally ready, and you almost couldn't hold him back. And I wouldn't say that too regularly about many horses at all, but it's just the right thing to do. We're going over hurdles at an early age at 4. I don't consider that to be a negative, but yeah, I'd love him to be 5 with the spring in mind. But yeah, he's obviously very, very good, and if they're good enough, they're old enough.
Is that just natural talent that he's always shown you at home then?
He has, yeah. And the best thing about him today, if you watched him beforehand, is how he walked round, no bother at all. He was on a loose rein. Amber, who looks after him, led him up, and she spent a lot of time trying to calm him down, because there is a bit of walk in the park in him. There is a little bit of fire in him from his early days. But the more he's doing, the better he's getting. The less he pulls, the less just everything's going the right way, and it has to, because if you're going to have a really good horse, it all has to go the right way.
He started the day, and it's a long, long way off, but as the favourite for the Supreme Novices Hurdle, so you kind of come clearly with a horse that's got a reputation, and that brings some sort of pressure, I suppose, for you.
Yeah, but I had to trust him, because he's only as fit as the ones. As only as fit as they all are, and they're all sort of finishing second. Some are winning, the novices. The older horses we've been a bit harder on, but I did explain to Dermot, I said, look, he may take a blow, and if he got beat, then he got beat, but it was class that got him through in the end. And there was a bit of pressure, because you just want to go and see a nice clear round and all that type of thing. So yeah, but the more I'm doing this, and the support of the owners, understanding that we build into the season rather than set the fireworks off early, with the novices especially, is a very helpful position to be in, and I couldn't do it without them and their understanding. It just allows those horses just that little bit of freedom, to make a mistake if they're a novice, and if they don't win, then they don't carry a penalty straight away, and they can go back in a maiden. So there are certain pros to not necessarily getting beat, but with those novices, if they do improve, there are obviously pros to it. So we watch Aidan do it a lot on the flat with those good maidens. They finish 3rd, 4th, 5th first time and step forward massively, and I just learned a little bit to replicate those people who've gone before me and doing it very well, really.
Well, I think it's fair to say, built yourself a reputation as pretty much the top target trainer in the UK. With a horse like this then, are you starting to work back from the spring already, or is it just a general theme with the novices, let them build?
Yeah, I think let them build. Obviously with him you've got to have the Tolworth in mind, and I may just go to Haydock in 2 weeks as an introductory hurdle there. He may go there and then on to the Tolworth. We may skip Haydock and go straight there and just see how his jumping is in the meantime, how he comes out the race. I will run on soft ground, but I definitely won't run him on heavy. He'll have to run on heavy at some point in his life, but I won't be doing it that early in his life. And then, yeah, we hope to try and get him in the best shape we can for the spring. And I know Dermot would dearly love to stay at 2 miles, and at the moment that doesn't seem to be an issue, but his mother got 3. So there's no question in time he can go up in trip, but we'll stick to the minimum for as long as we can.
Yeah, it clearly looks like he's got plenty of pace. That might just be class coming through. What did you learn about him, if anything, this afternoon?
Harry got off, and he said he was really happy with how 3 out and 2 out he held him into the bottom of the hurdles, and he committed to the bottom of the hurdles. He didn't do a novice thing and spring out of his hands, and sometimes novices can do that, especially if they're going quite well. They can just let fly. The novices, they have to get in and touch the boards on occasions, because it's not every jump is going to be where you need it to be. They're going to have to fiddle and adjust. So it was nice that when Harry held him into the bottom of the jump, he took the advice and went into the bottom of the jump.
Okay, we've got a few more chances still to come. Real Quartz and Unexpected Party here this afternoon. Looking forward to them, amongst others.
Yeah, Real Quartz has done really well at home. We like what we see. He's a slightly different horse to Paddy. Paddy would be a little bit more exuberant and show you a bit more, whereas I think Quartz is more of a chasing type. But he should handle the ground. He won a point to point pretty nicely. So I think we're excited about running him. Again, same applies. He's done loads of work without doing the last little bit. So I hope he wins, and he's a prohibitive price. But it wouldn't. These novices, it's not surprising me if they do get beat.
And big weekend ahead with Cheltenham. Must be happy where the horses are going into it. Have you got plans to run many at Cheltenham over the weekend?
Yeah, I'll try and run everything that's entered, really. Try to pick the entries and run what we can. Load of Sud's probably the headline act on Friday. Got to take on John Bond, though. Got a couple in the Novices Hurdle there that look quite smart as well. Great Fleet and Money Garrow. Obviously, the big race on Saturday, we've got 3 in there. Harry's going to ride Panic Attack, just because that's always been plan A. And then Protectorat's going to run on Sunday in a handicap over an extended trip. And Mydaddypaddy looks our headline entry for the Great Wid. So nice bunch, among others. We've got others there as well, but those are the ones that sort of the marquee races.
Yeah. Okay. Well, best of luck with them. Well done here today. Exciting horse on your hands.
Yeah, lovely. Thank you.
Watch live racing now on racingtv.com.